Yasmin Brown.
Yasmin, it's wonderful that you allowed me to join you today.
Well, thank you for joining me in my studio.
Thank you. And the name of your studio or business is?
Spirit Dancer Designs.
And when did you start Spirit Dancer Designs?
About 5 years ago.
Okay. And if you had to guess, how many pieces of jewelry do you think you sell in a year?
I sell between 1,000 to 1,200 pieces a year.
That's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're a busy lady.
I am busy, yeah.
What got you started? Did you study art? Did you actually go to school somewhere for jewelry making?
No, I actually really consider myself an artist and not a jeweler. I've always had an interest in the arts. I wanted to go to art school when I left high school, but instead went the more traditional route, ended up getting my MBA in business with a concentration in finance, and did that for a while until we moved here to Pennsylvania and became a stay-at-home mom. And just started doing this because with our own personal life, me trying to go back into a traditional career was going to be too difficult with managing the kids and everything else that goes with being a mom. So I picked up a paintbrush, started painting again, and somehow paints led me to glass, and I've been doing the glass art in the basement when I can between soccer games and everything else, and sell it at some exclusive retailers and do some shows, some jewelry art shows.
Can you give us an example of some of the retail outlets and the art shows that you're at?
Well, I am a one zip code lady for the most part. So there are here locally in Lebanon at Lebanon Farmers Market up on the third floor, Lebanon Picture Frame and Art Gallery there, and oh gosh, all over down in Lidditz, in Lancaster, Park City Mall, out in Harrisburg. So mainly in Pennsylvania, but I also have a couple retailers in Virginia, and also out in Las Vegas in Caesar's Palace. I have a retailer out there as well. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, so it's fun.
That's out of the zip code.
Yes, it is. It's definitely out of the zip code. Yep. Yep.
Well, you undertook a project recently for the Women's Commission here in Lebanon County, and that's to create a pin, a special pin that nobody can buy, that will be awarded to women who are inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Can you show it to us? Can you tell us about it?
I can a little bit. First of all, I was really honored that the commission would come to me and ask me to work with them to do something. And so we talked a little bit about what they were looking for, and they were looking for a unique symbol, and I was trying to come up with an image for them that would be a woman, and obviously a woman that has compassion for the community in various areas. And so what I had designed for them, just freehanding it real quickly, was an open heart design, and but rather than it just being an open heart, having a picture or a head, sort of, so that you could tell that it was.
Can you hold that up? So
yeah, sure. This is just a real quick drawing of it, but that was sort of what I was envisioning for the commission, to show compassion and reaching up and helping others. And so we did that, and then that really is too difficult to cut by hand, and so I worked with a company that has a laser jet that can cut that image out for me in glass, and so I had this little image created, and I am now just fusing those onto dichroic glass circles. What I'm doing here is a process called tack fusing, where you still let the various layers show, and so I am just tack fusing the logo that I came up with for the commission onto a piece of dichroic glass, and so the award to be worn either as a pin or a pendant. So there's some flexibility there in terms of how it can be worn. And then I was speaking with the commission yesterday about creating a pin for the women that are on the commission, that aren't necessarily the annual awardees, but something that would also designate the fact that they're a part of the commission. And so what we've done now is taken this particular image and notched basically a diamond shape out of it. So if you can imagine this image without the point at the bottom, and that will be for women that are involved in the commission to
Oh,
purchase.
it actually makes a W.
It makes
then.
a W. Right.
Oh, I get it.
Yes.
How clever.
Exactly. Yep. So that's what we're going to work on next, is to do that, and then also, part of the beauty with that, if you think about it, is what you're taking away or what you're adding to the women that won the award is a diamond. And so I thought, symbolically at least, that adds an extra layer of symbolism there, that the women that have actually won the award, they have the same pin, except they have a diamond.
Have you ever...
And I'm testing a couple pieces right now just to, when you fuse glass, everything is really critical in terms of the temperature that you fuse at, so that you get exactly the right end effect that you're looking for. So I've just been working, and each excuse me, each kiln is different as well. They heat up at different rates. They really have their own personalities. So I did a couple test pieces in my smaller kiln, and just ran a test piece last night in my larger kiln, just to see how that would work as well. Just to get... These are my kilns. These are glass kilns versus pottery kilns that you would use. The difference between a glass kiln and a pottery kiln is really where the heating elements are, and and obviously size-wise as well. With a pottery kiln, they're usually a lot bigger and deeper, because you can stack pottery, where with a glass kiln you can only really fuse glass on one layer. So I've just been playing. This is sort of my lull in the season, so it's my time to experiment and play with the stained glass, because you can't use stained glass necessarily with typical fused glass because of something called a COE, which gets a little technical. But anyway, so I was playing with the stained glass and trying to come up with some things. So I just made a little ashtray here. This is not yet finished. This was where I was trying to mix some of the glasses together.
Can you hold that up so the light
sure.
comes through
Can
it?
you
That's
see
beautiful.
that? Okay.
It kind of matches your shirt. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, but I try to please. So, yeah. So this has been my newest, latest, greatest experiment, which I really enjoyed, how the colors all mixed together.
It almost looks like a peacock in the center.
It does, yeah, and it is. They are my favorite colors: the blue and the green and the purple. So. So yeah, so that's fun, and I'm not quite sure what this will ultimately end up becoming, but for right now, it's just a melting pot there.
Well, you're so talented, and we're very fortunate to have you in our community. Is there anything you'd like to say that I haven't asked you?
No, other than the one thing for me when I decided to do this as a career was that I really felt it important to give back to the community. So before I even started my business, I wanted to find an organization in town that I felt strongly about and that I wanted to support. So in my particular case, I support the Sexual Assault Resource and Counseling Center of Lebanon County, because it's unfortunate they need to be around, but they do, and they do good work, and I wanted to be able to help them. So I do that, and I also do other fundraisers for American Cancer Society, Children's Miracle Network out of the Hershey Medical Center, and so really for me, I wanted to combine my passion for art with doing some community service. So, yep.
Wonderful story.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for inviting us into your shop.
So thanks for coming and visiting.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Yep.